at American Solutions, we're very excited by candidates like Star Parker and John Colbert for Congress, Nathan Mintz for the California Assembly. We think you could have a great year in California if you carry our message of lower taxes, more jobs, limited spending, returning power back home from Washington, and controlling Sacramento.
Thank you. I'm Star Parker. And for 25 years, I've worked in public life. Anyone that knows my story knows that as a young woman, I was on welfare. And after a Christian conversion, I changed my life. I completed college and I started a business. After the '92 Los Angeles riots, that's when I began to work in public policy. I worked on welfare reform from '94 to '96, and then I founded my current organization, CURE, the Center for Urban Renewal and Education. We're a policy think tank that promotes market-based solutions to fight poverty. CURE is based in Washington, D.C., but I still reside here in Southern California. And over the years, I've been asked to run for public policy or public office, but I didn't agree for a lot of reasons. But mostly I thought I could be more effective on the outside. And of course, another reason is because I promised the Lord I wouldn't steal and lie anymore. But things have changed. The threat to our country from those who now control our government is extraordinary. They are bringing to the entire nation the welfare policies that have already destroyed our inner city communities. The state of affairs is horrible. Our nation's deeply divided, and we're at a crossroads similar to in the 1850s where we just cannot go on anymore against our core principles. I think about what Abraham Lincoln said during his reign, that he said we cannot continue against our core principles. They waited too long on the issue of slavery, and at one point during the Douglas debates, he looked into the scripture and said a house divided against itself cannot stand. We're going to be all one thing or we're going to be all the other, but we cannot continue the way we're going. And that's where we are again today. We are going to be all slave or we're going to be all free. We cannot continue to go on against our core principles. So this past March, when the Los Angeles County Republican Party asked me to consider running for this congressional seat here in the 37th Congressional District, I agreed to run. I concluded, like most Americans, that we need representatives in Washington who will fight consistently to restore traditional values, limited government, free markets, and a strong national defense. Traditional values, because choice loses its meaning when it doesn't matter what we choose. Limited government, because the first step out of poverty is self-government, which is the obligation that we have to each other to be self-sufficient and to be responsible with the choices that we make. Free markets, because profit is not only moral and good, but profit gives us the capital that we need to invest in future advances that create jobs. And a strong national defense, because the rule of law, the role of government, and one of its only roles, is to protect our interests and our pursuits, not to exploit them. It's to protect us from our neighbor's sin. We are at a critical point in this nation where we cannot keep going, and we've got to turn things around or we won't survive. So I'm compelled to do something. I am an activist, I'm an author, I'm a commentator, I'm an entrepreneur, but I refuse to give up on the potential of this great country. We've all heard the saying that evil prevails when good men do nothing. So I paraphrase what Douglas MacArthur said. I'm not retreating, I'm advancing in another direction. And if you'll help me, that direction will be in the United States Congress. I'm running on behalf of the American people because my life story embodies the greatness of America. That as long as there's a rule of law and a protection of private property, anyone from any background, any ethnicity, anyone from any station in life, perhaps they just need a fresh start, can be free, can excel, and can build prosperity. Many in my district have not heard this message of freedom. For too long, the people in the 37th district have only heard political promises of entitlements. As they watch their families' lives collapse, their neighborhoods crumble, their schools underperform, and their unemployment rates soar. I can understand firsthand and identify with the hopelessness and despair that many in my district are dealing with. My district of Compton, Carson, and much of Long Beach, because I once lived on welfare. For more than 7 years, my life wandered in and out of meaninglessness, and after receiving Christ and setting some real strict goals for myself, I was able to build a strong work ethic, complete college, and then my impoverished situation began to change. And so, as I mentioned today, I run an organization in Washington, but my work is hindered there because of this political environment that enables the at-risk to just wallow in the status quo. I believe that the redistribution model is unacceptable in a country so rich, free, and bursting with opportunity. And in fact, that income redistribution model is inconsistent with our founding, and it's inconsistent with the scripture, because the 10th commandment says don't covet, and socialism is rooted in covetousness. Somebody has something somebody else doesn't have, so we hire politicians to go take it from them. That's theft. So I want to go inside the political apparatus to help shape public policy that will unleash the potential of the people of the 37th, as well as the rest of the people in this nation that want to breathe free. The reason I'm challenging Laura Richardson, we need to, I know, it's Roger not in jail. Need I say more? We need to do something about the political insanity that has gripped the black community for so many years. The poverty rate in black America has remained the same since the Civil Rights Act was passed, and yet politicians like Laura Richardson continue to give the same old answer the same old time over and over again, that it is poor government. The people of 37th Congressional District need a steadfast leader, someone that will be honest with them about what it takes to build prosperity for themselves and for their children. They need someone that understands that the answer to poverty is faith, freedom, and personal responsibility, not a welfare state. They need a leader that's willing to fight every obstacle standing in the way of them getting schools that work. And they need a leader that understands economics and that can use this understanding to help shape policy so that we can attract business investment and entrepreneurship. I know what it means to be in business. I'm in business. I have a business degree, marketing and international business. I know what it means to hire and I know what it means to make a payroll. I know what it means to stay up at night hoping you made enough payroll to pay yourself. Ultimately, the people of 37th need somebody that cares about them. Laura Richardson is a boilerplate liberal political insider who, if she's reelected, she will continue to sell the same left-wing agenda of big government and moral relativism that has already destroyed every inner city and rural community in this country. And if she's reelected, the 37th Congressional District will see more unemployment, more poverty, more broken schools, and more crime and random acts of violence. Business will continue to leave, healthy families will continue to flee, neighborhoods will continue to unravel, and government dependency will continue to skyrocket. It will send a tremendous message that will resound across America if a black conservative like me sends a black liberal like her home packing. That's right. No. That's right. Thank you. Low-income Americans need our conservative message and our conservative leadership. When Bill Cosby spoke the truth of the reality in black America, blacks knew what he was saying was true. They wanted to hear more and they wanted to know what to do. But the black political establishment shut them up. It is the poor that are disproportionately hurt when excessive government limits new products in health care or in financial services. It is the poor who would benefit disproportionately if they didn't have to pay that FICA tax, and they could put those funds in a personal retirement account. For 25 years, I've worked in these hard-hit communities all across this country, and I know this disease, and I know where it leads. And our whole nation is catching it, and we've got to stop the hemorrhaging now. We see more and more today the same pathologies that tore apart our poor communities now taking hold in mainstream America. Today, the percentage of unwed births in white America for white women is higher than the percentage of blacks born to unwed women 40 years ago. The social engineering of the 60s collapsed the black family, it collapsed its community and created this tragedy of the commons. And liberalism is an equal opportunity destroyer. So we've got to stop it now. Our great work is to get the truth into our at-risk communities so that they can build prosperity together. Our nation needs to liberate its poor. One thing we do know about all humankind is regardless of their station in life, they want the best for their children. So if you will help me get to Congress, I promise you that I will work tirelessly to restore a great, prosperous, and free America. One America that is one nation under God, that protects liberty, and that provides justice for all. You might not be able to vote for me, but if you will help me, I will vote for you because I will vote for freedom. Thank you.